Evening, everybody. Well, it's evening where I'm at. I guess it's more night now, isn't it?
Yeah.
What time does evening end? Around 7, 8,
9.
9 is the official start of night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, get it? 9, night.
It's 10:07 here. So
10. Oh, 7.
10:07. And I'm still not talking about my list. So there's one of the random weird things that we discuss here at Grazel Farms. Anyway, as you've seen by the title, I am here to do not really a tag. It's not a tag at all. It's just I'm gonna do a top 10, and one of our cats is howling every time I stop talking. It's like they're replying from the other room. I'm singing you the song of my people. Well, anyway, I'm my I guess buddy from upstate New York, Faceless, suggested that I do this video, and I guess depending on how well it's received is how good of a friend I think he is after this. Yeah, I'm watching you. Send your island monster my way. You just wait. But I'm gonna. He said top 10 '90s sitcoms, kind of a specific thing. So I could only honestly remember one or two by memory. So what I did was I went and I found a list, and I actually came up. So I have my top 10 '90s sitcoms. These are going to be in order. Now, the fun part for all of you is I haven't put them in order yet. So I'm actually going to like look at it and go blah, blah, blah. And I mean, honestly, the three of us in this room probably already know what number 1 is. Matter of fact, anybody that's watching this, I mean, honestly, if you watch sitcoms at all and you're ranking your '90s sitcoms, your number 1 is going to be one of 2 shows. It's just how it is. Now, I'm going to give you a minor spoiler before I get into my list. One of those 2 shows is not on my list. So pause the video if you're watching and you like playing games. Do you want to play a game? And comment below if you can guess which one of the 2 shows that everybody knows, if you can guess which one isn't on my list. Okay, now you've had enough time to pause it and go do that. Welcome back. Now, this is my top 10 '90s sitcoms. At number 11, still love you, Durfee. At number 11, we have, and actually there's a disclaimer, these shows didn't completely run in the 90s, but the like a huge portion of them were in the 90s. So, you know, like maybe some of them started in the 80s or ended in the 2000s. I can't, but anyway, at number 11, we have Step by Step. Man with it's like a modern Brady Bunch, pretty much. Patrick Duffy with, how many boys did he have in that show? 2, 3? I don't know. Marries Suzanne Summers, who has 2 girls. I think it's 2 and 2. Right? And then they maybe have a baby together.
Yeah.
It was a funny show. Had a couple of good side characters. And honestly, I from the era that I grew up, Suzanne Summers, baby. I mean, that's long in the past, but still, Suzanne Summers. So that's number 11. Number 10, we have Grace Under Fire. I bet there's not a lot of people out there that remember this show. It starred Brett Butler. Brett Butler, not Rhett Butler. Gone with the Wind, I guess. Stars Brett Butler as Grace, and her husband is her ex-husband or whatever is a drunk idiot who's kind of out of the picture. He shows up once in a while. His name is Jimmy, and she's basically trying to do a job, work, do her job, and then raise kids. Gesundheit to the dot.
Pardon me.
God bless you.
Thank you.
I thought it was funny. Oh, okay. This is a fun thing I'm going to do. Hey, make sure you watch that to let me know how much time I have. I don't want to run out.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For each show, I'm going to tell you what I can remember as my favorite scene from each show. So from Step by Step, they had a cousin named Cody who got erased from the show because he turned out in real life, he was a kickboxer, Sasha something. He turned out to be a wife beater. Like he kickboxed his pregnant girlfriend or wife in the stomach and she lost the baby. So he was a real piece of crap. But on the show, the one girl is getting harassed at like this place and he walks in and just cleans house. And it's really cool. So that's on Step by Step. Where was I here? Grace Under Fire. Gee whiz. She's in a bar trying to convince her ex whatever to come back around. And he's like, okay, I'll be right back. And he hands her the phone in the bar, and because he was talking to somebody, and she starts talking to the guy on the phone. And she's like, yeah, well, I don't know, what are you wearing? And it was just funny how they kind of, like, immediately, it was just a weird moment. Okay, so that's number 10. Number 9 is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Stars Melissa Joan Hart. She's basically a witch. This show is basically ripped right out of Archie comics. She's got a familiar named Salem who's a black cat. And she lives with her 2 aunts who are also witches. And it's basically, how many times can I say basically describing Sabrina? That's 3. I mean, it's just her, trying to hide that she's a witch while still, like, doing magic and stuff. It's kind of neat. Favorite scene from that? I don't really remember. AJ, you got a favorite scene from Sabrina that you remember? If you want, you can even use the college years with Bunky.
I think actually the first time that Salem talked. I like that scene.
He had a neat voice too.
Yeah.
Whoever they picked, I don't know who that was, but the voice actor was awesome for that role. Good call. Okay, that was number 9. Okay, number 8, we have Dinosaurs. I have no idea who starred in this. It was kind of like a cartoon, but it wasn't. It was almost like a Muppet show, almost. I don't know what you would call, what kind of animation or what kind of show you would call it. They might have been puppets. I'm not sure. It was basically dinosaurs that talked. And it was like before the comet blew up the earth or whatever and killed all the dinosaurs. And honestly, if you watched this show, you probably don't remember much about it other than one thing. And that's everybody's favorite moment of Dinosaurs. Want to say it together? Okay, 1, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Not the mama. I mean, that's all. That's what it is.
I just called it Not the Mama, the show.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't, you were pretty young when that came out.
Yeah.
So was I, really. It did run into the 90s though. Okay, where are we at? Number 7 is a good old show named News Radio. Didn't run very long, but what a cast. Dave Foley, Joe Rogan, Phil Hartman. I can't remember that girl's name. and I don't know the boss's name, but he's hilarious. He's in Stephen Root. His name is Stephen Root. He's in everything. He's the guy who signs George Clooney's band in Oh Brother Where Art Thou to a record contract. In Office Space, he just wants his stapler. On Big Bang, he's Penny and Bernadette's boss. I mean, he's awesome. That show was hilarious. Now, that was a really, really, really long time ago, so I really don't remember a favorite scene from that. I apologize. I mean, honestly, if you remember News Radio and you watched it and you have a favorite scene, tell me in the comments below. Thank you. What was that, number 7?
Yes.
Okay, number 6. Wings. Love Wings. This is one of those that was like 80s to 90s. Love Wings. It stars Steven Weber, Crystal Bernard, Tim Daly. Thank you. I was like blanking on him. That's why I was. Tony Shalhoub shows up after a while as like the cab driver. I don't know what the fat guy's name is. The guy who runs the bigger airport, Roy, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Steven. No. What's that dude's name?
Oh, it's right there.
Lowell.
Yeah.
His name in the show is Lowell. He's the mechanic. He was Sandman on Spider-Man 3.
I can't think of it.
He's great too. He's got 3 names. I just can't. Tyler. It doesn't matter. I think my favorite part of that is right near the beginning when the two brothers, because it's basically a brother who runs the airline and the other brother who finally shows back up to help him run it and be a pilot. And when they finally like come back together, I like that. You
I
know?
like Faye.
Faye, their what do you call her? Their scheduler, I guess. Wings is a good show. Okay, that was number 6. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So that was number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 5. Becker.
I love Becker.
Becker is awesome. Stars Ted Danson, Shawnee Smith, and some other people that I don't know. But Becker basically plays a doctor who has a mouth. He says it like it is, and he just doesn't like people. And it's great. It's really I really enjoy that show. Did I give? No, I didn't know. I didn't know. I said Wings. Yeah. So my favorite scene in Becker is probably, and he basically runs a clinic in the slums, and if people can't pay, he doesn't really care. He takes care of them anyway, right? And I like that. It's got that. What's that guy's name? Jake. He plays a blind guy.
I don't know his name, but I was gonna bring up Jake.
Yeah, Jake is awesome. He's blind in the show. I'm having a hard time remembering a favorite scene from that show too. Evelyn. Sorry, the dot. I'm all over. Sorry. What's your favorite scene from Becker? Let's get everybody involved.
So there's an episode where can't remember her name right now. Reggie.
Oh, Reggie.
But
Team Reggie. Not Team Chris. I hate Nancy Travis.
she's pretty down about being alone, and Becker finds her. She's in the Empire State Building, I think. And Becker finds her and they hug, and everyone thinks they're dating. Like this tour walks by and they think they're dating, but they're not.
He's just being a good friend.
Mhm.
I like that. I miss Reggie. She should have stayed.
That's my favorite scene from Becker.
Okay. Thank you. And that was number 5 or 4?
5.
And you have like 15 minutes left.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Yeah. Okay, so number 4 is Third Rock from the Sun. Oh my word. This show was amazing. 4 aliens, I don't remember the planet they lived on, but they come down here to Earth and they each become a member of a family, I guess, and they observe. And it's awesome. The dad is John Lithgow. I think Kristen something is the mom or whatever. Then there's that goofy dude who plays the middle guy. But honestly, if for no other reason, go watch this show because the kid is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt in one of his early starring roles. And if that's not enough for you, then I don't know, maybe you're at the wrong channel. Because Joseph Gordon-Levitt is top. What is that noise? Is Logan eating the cat food?
No, Logan's outside.
Okay. Somebody's having fun over there then. But yeah. And that show was awesome. And I think part of my favorite scenes are when they're sitting at home at the end of each day and they're talking about their days, and like they always call the one commander and stuff. And it's really funny because the girl is actually, like, the alien inside of the girl is actually like a general who's a man, a male alien, and I think that's really funny, if I'm remembering it right. So, okay. Top three. We're about to see if anybody guessed, if you're right or wrong. Now see, honestly, this is not number 3, number 2, and number 1. It's really not. Depending on the day and the mood, it's 1A, 1B, and 1C. That's just the way it is. So at 1C, and like I said, these top 3 are interchangeable, so don't take anything from this. But at 1C is That 70s Show. Do I have to tell anybody out there what That 70s Show is? I mean, seriously. What?
I would say not in this house, you don't.
No. Favorite scene from that is, spoilers, the final episode. When you think that they're going from 1979 to 1980, and they're having a party at the foreman's house, and Donna's outside, and she's like wishing for Eric to come home. And you're like, he's not going to come because Topher Grace is too big for this show. And in the last minute, he shows up, and he's like, Happy New Year. And he rings in the New Year with Donna and his family. And it's just like, yes! Because when Topher Grace left the show, I think it was in either season 8 or season 9, they brought in some chump named Randy to take his place. And when we were all watching the show originally, my mantra was, I don't like Randy. The actor sucked. He knew that Donna was in love with Eric, and he was moving in, trying to steal the thunder and play his game, and I just hated him. He sucked. But anyway, that's 1C. 1B, The Simpsons. Yeah, started in the 80s, and it's still going. But think about what I just said. It started in the 80s, and it's still going, so that means it ran the entire 90s. And honestly, The Simpsons. I don't think... A Family of Yellow People, I mean, it's really about everything. Favorite... What?
I love The Simpsons.
Yeah, me and the Dot watch The Simpsons together a lot. My favorite scene from the... It's hard to knock this down to one. But if I had to, I'm going to pick the episode that the Dot and I love the most. It's where Bart, Milhouse, and Martin buy a comic book together. A really expensive one. And they're fighting over it in the treehouse. And Martin gets up to go to the bathroom. And Bart's like, oh, trying to take us out while we're sleeping, huh? And Milhouse says, let's tie him up. And they tie him up in a chair, and then Milhouse is like, I have to go to the bathroom too. Or he says something, and Bart says, Martin, tell him what we do to squealers. And Martin says,
is it the same thing you do to people who have to go to the bathroom?
And it's just perfect. That whole episode is hilarious with those three. So that's my favorite scene. Emily, what's your favorite Simpsons scene? And it can't be that one.
Well, it's in that episode, though. It's when the really bad storm's happening, and Homer looks outside when Marge asks him to check on the boys. And there's literally a lightning flash, and he glances, and he's like, they're fine.
I mean, he barely even sees them. And in that lightning flash, one of them's tied up, and the other one's choking the other one. It's like, okie dokie.
Hey, that episode, for anyone who's curious, is 3 men in a comic book.
Right. Okay, my number one all-time favorite 90s sitcom. Started in 1994. Ran through 2003 or 2004. It got 10 seasons. It's probably up there with most people's list. and I'm not even going to listen to woke idiots try and say that it's a poor representation of everything just because it's 6 white people just doing nothing. I don't care. It worked for the time. The actors were perfect. Didn't need to be integrated. So, did you get it right? If you guessed at the beginning, did you get it right? Did you think I was a person all about nothing, or did you think I would be there for you? That was pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was inspired. Because I'm going to be there for you. Because you're there for me too. And if you don't know already, I'm talking about Friends. Now, maybe not seasons 8, 9, and 10, but 1 through 7, there's not many people, unless you're getting into the technical behind the camera crap, there's not many people that can stump me on Friends trivia. Maybe an extra's name or something, but when it comes to plot points and storylines and characters and stuff, no, you're not going to get me. Favorite scene from Friends? Good Lord. Okay, it's actually, it's actually a scene that's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's in season 5. Rachel and Phoebe are trying to make Chandler and Monica admit that they're messing around. So Phoebe tries to get Chandler to make out with her and do stuff with her to see how far they'll go before one of them breaks. Chandler breaks first. And he's like, okay, you win. I can't have sex with you. And Phoebe goes, yeah, and why not? And he says, because I'm in love with Monica. Mic drop. Video end. See you all tomorrow with something else. We'll see all of you down the road.
Reading more.
Reading more.